Before diving into the content, please subscribe to the Scrum Masters Elite_UK channel to stay connected and receive weekly high-quality rugby analysis. Thank you.
The full match breakdown and player ratings after the All Blacks' 34-32 win over France felt truly special. This was not a perfect victory, nor a match where everything went according to plan. On the contrary, it was the tension, the mistakes, the moments of pressure from the opposition, and the ability to rise again that made this win so memorable. To me, the greatest value of this match is not the 34-32 scoreline, but the fighting spirit shown until the very last minutes by the entire team. What impressed me first was the way New Zealand national rugby union team showed composure in a match where the margin between victory and defeat was extremely thin. France national rugby union team is always a well-organized, powerful opponent capable of punishing any mistake. Therefore, maintaining focus throughout the game was not easy at all, even though there were still some imperfect moments in execution. The New Zealand players did not let those errors drag down team morale. They adjusted, supported each other, and kept searching for opportunities. That calmness made the difference. I was particularly impressed by the performance of Cam Roigard. His 2 tries were certainly highlights, but what stood out even more to me was his decision-making under pressure. A great scrum half is not just about quick passing, but also knowing when to speed the game up and when to slow it down to maintain control. Roigard showed that a player's value is not only measured in points scored, but also in how much they help their teammates perform better. This is a sign of a player maturing into a key figure for the future.
In the backline, Will Jordan once again showed why he is considered one of the most dangerous players when space appears. What I appreciated was not only his try, but his constant movement that put pressure on the opposition defense. Some players shine only when the ball comes to them, but others actively create opportunities through their own energy. Jordan belongs to the second group. Every time he accelerates, the defensive line has to adjust, and that value cannot always be captured by statistics. Jordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaea also gave me many positive impressions. Their combination felt very natural, simple, not flashy, but highly effective. A well-timed pass can sometimes be worth more than several brilliant solo plays. In modern rugby, where the game is becoming faster, the ability to read situations and make the right decision is crucial. I sense that these two are building strong mutual trust, which is a foundation for smoother attacking play in the future. Another moment that made me think was the debut of Ruben Love at fly half. The yellow card was clearly an unwanted incident, and something he will definitely learn from. However, focusing only on that mistake would be unfair. The positive aspect is that even after difficult moments, he still showed confidence in organizing play and created several creative passages. For a young player, mistakes are inevitable. What matters more is how they respond afterward. I believe matches like this will accelerate his development significantly.
In the forwards, Ardie Savea once again proved why he deserves the captain's armband. I do not judge leadership only by speeches or gestures of encouragement. A true leader is someone who throws themselves into the hardest contests, appears in every hot zone, and leads by example. 2 turnovers, aggressive tackles, and relentless energy showed that Savea is guiding his teammates through action. That is the quality every great team needs. I also rated Luke Jacobson highly. He started with a few mistakes and conceded some unnecessary penalties. However, instead of losing confidence, he quickly adjusted and became one of the most effective players on the field. This reminds me of life outside sport. No one is guaranteed a perfect start. What matters is not letting early setbacks define the final outcome. Jacobson proved that resilience and adaptability can completely change how others perceive you. Alongside the praise, I also think the player ratings were fairly objective in pointing out areas for improvement. Damian McKenzie still had some handling errors. Caleb Clark did not create as many breakthroughs as expected. Some forwards completed set-piece duties well but were not particularly influential in open play. Even the substitutes did not make a major impact. In my view, acknowledging these weaknesses is essential because a win does not mean all problems are solved.
This match also delivered a very clear message: rugby is a team sport. Even when individuals perform brilliantly, victory is created through collective effort. Accurate passes, timely support, and unseen sacrifices all contribute to the final result. Some players do not score but create space for others. Some are not mentioned often but quietly fulfill tactical roles. This makes me value teamwork far more than individual fame. Personally, this match also offers a meaningful lesson. In life, things will not always go perfectly. There will be mistakes, pressure, and moments where everything seems to be falling apart. But if you remain calm, continue doing your job, and trust the collective, positive results can still come. Success is rarely built on perfection, it is usually built on overcoming difficult moments.
For fans, I believe this match is also a reminder to view sport more fairly and positively. When a team wins, credit the whole group rather than just a few stars. When a player makes a mistake, do not rush to dismiss their overall contribution. Sport is always a mix of success and failure. Constructive support from fans helps create a better environment for athletes to grow. For the wider community, this match carries meaning beyond the scoreboard. It demonstrates that unity, discipline, courage, and resilience remain timeless values in any field. Whether in sport, work, or life, teams that trust each other, learn from mistakes, and move toward a shared goal always have a greater chance of success than those relying on a few individuals alone. At the end of the match, what remains for me is not just the thrilling 34-32 victory for the All Blacks, but the image of a team willing to fight until the final second, maximizing their strengths while not hiding their weaknesses. It was a deserved victory that reflects professionalism and a constant desire to improve. For me, this is a match that not only brings emotion to rugby fans but also delivers lasting lessons about perseverance, responsibility, teamwork, and resilience. These are the values that stay with fans and carry positive educational meaning for the community.
Scrum Masters Elite_UK says goodbye and looks forward to seeing you again in the next rugby analysis about the All Blacks' spirit in their 34-32 victory.